Yo, we talking about groceries on FBA. Yo, easy. Yeah. J to the O, the Mayos. Groceries on FBA. What you know about that? Step your game up, suck it.
All right, so Black Friday. Everybody's got I'm sure you've seen it, Todd. Everybody has a video and a book they're selling or a guide trying to tell you, what to do for Black Friday.
Shopping lists.
I buy them all. I buy like everything that's out there, so I know, make sure we're not missing anything. But I think they're all crap, really, because I don't know if anybody else bought any of them, but it's all for people who I don't think have ever sold on Amazon before. We don't need to do that, because it's telling you to set your budget and make a plan and know what you're buying. Well, everybody here should know what they're already buying before they go. So all the Black Friday ads have been out forever, for months now. I thought maybe we're missing something by I don't jump all over all these new trends or whatever they may be talking about, but I research it all, and there's really nothing to learn by buying these guides for every holiday, for Black Friday and Halloween, and it's all common sense. It's be prepared, know what you're going for, and if you're afraid to go out on Black Friday, don't, because don't be afraid. Don't go, because all those deals are there. You're going to be able to buy the deals online, when you wake up in the morning or before you wake up in the morning, or you can go and get the deals. You can do them both. So all you need to do is research whatever store you want to go to, and every store is not going to be crazy. Places like Home Depot and Lowe's are going to have just as many good deals as Walmart and Target. So you're not going to have all those people going crazy at those stores. And a lot of them aren't even going to be open on Thursday, but they'll be open whenever they open. There's going to be people there. But the things we're looking for are not the things that people are getting into fistfights over. We're not trying to buy an iPad or the $200 or $300 or $400 laptop or whatever it is, or the big screen TVs, and that's the doorbusters. That's the things that everybody's going crazy for. But as resellers, it's not something that we want. That's not what we're going to these sales for. We're looking for the toys that we can make a good return on. We're looking for there's a lot of video games, and there's a lot of clothes, and those those things are not going to be the things that people are fighting over. They're going to be going down those lines that they build in the grocery department to get your TV sets, and then maybe later on. So when that Black Friday sale starts, worry about getting what you need to get and get out of there and go to another store. So if you have multiple Walmarts, you hit the first Walmart and then go to another one, and the stuff you want is probably still going to be there, because people are still going to be fighting over the TVs before they even worry about anything else. So just get what you need and get out. And, in our experience, I've gone out for at least a decade for Black Fridays every year. Which became Thursday. But, even when it started on Thursday, we were going to Toys R Us Friday morning, and there was still a ton of good items to buy. Christmas diapers. I remember we filled shopping carts up.
Oh, shit.
Tripled our returns. And, they open whenever, 7, 6 o'clock on Black Friday, Thursday. But I was going there at 10 a.m. on Friday, and the stuff was still there, and we still fill shopping carts full of stuff that were still in the ads. So you don't have to be the first one in line, and you don't have to fight over things. Just the only fight is probably going to be to get a good parking spot. But we have our Thanksgiving dinner, and we do whatever we need to do, and then we go out. I'm not sitting there in line for 6 hours to get an item. Obviously, for me as a reseller, 6 hours of my time and losing a whole day with my family is not so important to get one item, because that's all you're going to do. You're going to be in line to get a single item. So let them people fight over all that other stuff, and you go get what you need to get. Now, I've posted some ads. I've already posted the links to the ads in the chat for the Walmart ad, but if you haven't looked at your ads, bfads.net has all the ads already posted. By now, some of them have been available for months. Make sure you go to .net, because .com is something ridiculous. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'll show you a little bit of what we've been doing. If I can find it. So here's BF Ads, and they have the whole ad, interactive. So, we're not going to worry about the TVs, of course. Fitbit is a great deal, but again, you have to be approved. It's a gated manufacturer. These NBA 2Ks are great, and I'll show you the links in a moment. We've basically gone through the whole thing. So the main things that we want to look at, or that we found, is video games, and there's a handful of toys, and there's plenty of clothes. And everybody should be approved for clothing. And pretty much every gated category now, they were letting everybody in for free. So all of this stuff is really not worth anything for reselling. We've gone through every item in this list and found what's worthwhile at Amazon. Plenty of phones if you need a phone. This is obviously going to be a hot one, the $299 PS4. And this one actually is not so great for, but there's a lot of these video games, and we've gone through the whole list. They've got 20 titles. That's $25, and they have some that are $27. And there's also some that are, they've got some $8 titles, some $15 titles, 25 and 27. And this is going to be very hot for Christmas. This is out in Japan right now, but it's going to be a Walmart exclusive, and I don't think we're going to be able to find many of them. And if you remember the gold Marios, if you got any of those, they were going for over $100. And here's the special buy for the $15 video games, and we're going to go over every one of those that are worth getting as well. And if you like Disney Infinity, they have them for $9, but there's not really any that are going to be great. And there's probably some good DVDs in there, but I don't buy DVDs anymore. There's just too many times. Now this this Lego Classic right here. These are way over. Last time I looked, they were way over $100 right now. I'm gonna bring that up. So it's going to be $30 right now. It's cheapest one's $98.99, and I don't think there's not even any on FBA. So there's one for about $115, and there's one for $145 right now, and the rank's 108,000. But I don't know if anybody else bought this set last year. It was in a little different shape box, but it was the same deal. And I mean, they were selling like crazy. I think they were ranked under 1,000. And they're releasing a new one of these every year, which is just, 1,500 random pieces. They call it a creative box. And, it's got doors and wheels and all the regular pieces and all the different colors. But I just don't think there's a whole lot of them out there yet. So that's why there's not many people selling it, and the rank's not great. But the rank, I believe, is going to go become very good. And all these board games are all junk. I'm sure Todd knows all about these board games. None of them are worth buying.
No, they're all the American ones. Nobody likes them.
The American ones?
They like the European ones and the like the niche games. Those are a dime a dozen, the ones that you have listed there.
Oh, sweet. Lightsabers, Todd.
I know. It beats the broom handle I usually use.
Only $5.
I can be authentic. I'm my own YouTube channel.
Yeah, you should do that. Now this Matchbox set right here, it's $25. The last time I checked it, it was selling for about $62 on Amazon. It's ranked 12,000 in toys, and we'll post all these links to the group when we're done. But $62.95 is still the cheapest. It's ranked 12,000 in toys, and it's it's only going to be $25 right now. See, this is it's not available on Walmart. So they got it at the $25 price, but you can't buy it. So as soon as 12:01 Pacific time hits on Thursday, all these items are going to be available. Now, most of them are available for sale. This is a Black Friday exclusive, so you can only you can't order it now. But a lot of the video games and things you can order, but the prices won't drop until then. So we only found about 5 toys that are actually worth buying in here. The Lego that we showed you, the Matchbox, then the Doc McStuffins Get Better Checkup playset had about a 90% ROI. So it's selling for $35. But as you can see, it's also available on Amazon for $95 right now. And the rank was the rank's about 7,000 on that item, and and there's also a Play-Doh set. I haven't seen that one pop up yet. as you can see, most of the things that people are going to be going for are not the things that we're going to be wanting to buy. You know, the beds, the motorized toys, and of course the high-end electronics is what everybody wants. This Play-Doh Fun Factory Mega Set for $10 is definitely a winner. It's about $30 on Amazon, and it's somewhere in the 25,000 rank. It's not bringing up the Amazon information, but I have that. So right now it's $29.72, and it's ranked 17,000. So that's somewhere around about 95% ROI. And of course, these clothes, which I'll get back to, this stuff, $124 for a chest freezer. That's good. You need a new chest freezer, Todd?
No, I've got a big honking upright one.
Yeah, I got 3 of those.
I take my frozen food pretty seriously.
Do you?
Ice cream specifically.
We just buy cows and stuff up here.
And they freeze in the winter? Yeah, I would imagine. They go ice cream. Have you heard anything about what the quantity limits are going to be, Sean? I mean, do you know if this is most of these are clear the shelf or limit 1 or 2?
Usually for Black Friday they don't. I mean, they'll put up signs, but for the most part, there's not really any limits.
Okay.
I think it kind of sorts itself out. If you take too much, somebody might punch you in the face or something. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not me, but you know.
Yeah.
If Valerie goes, she might get punched in the face.
What? I don't even know what that means. Why me?
You're from Chicago. It's natural.
Because you're in Chicago and
Innocent.
you're a tiny, petite little flower.
That would be, we would get shot, not punched in the face.
True. That's true.
Yeah, you might get shot up there if you take too many.
True. That is a true story.
Yeah. Now, this is what everybody wants, is that iPad Air. Save their $100. It has a 1-hour guarantee, and the Beats headphones, the worst headphones on the market, by the way. Beats, don't ever buy them. But they're guaranteed 1 hour, 1 hour guarantee, as well as this computer for $250, and the Xbox One for $299. So if you've never done one of the 1 hour guarantees, and if you want one of these things, you don't have to be in line. So go get your stuff and then go over there. You know, you won't get it that day. They give out everything. They give out everything, and then when it's sold out, they give you a card. So you go up to the register and pay for the card, and it's like a gift card. So you go home and register the card, and then they ship it to you, or they do a site to store. But you're guaranteed to have it, you know, before Christmas, and they'll be guaranteed, you know, you can pick it up for an hour after the sale starts. And that's pretty much it for the list. But, you know, so now we'll get into the actual stuff worth buying. So what I didn't notice, which is also a great deal, these are around 30,000 in toys, these Sky Viper stunt drones. And they're going to be, it's $48.86 right now, but they're going to be $25 for Black Friday. And the actual listing is here, and I don't know what the price is now, but they were, they were around $70, but I mean, there's only 22 sellers. The rank 50,000, it's gone up a little bit. I'm sure it's going to go way down. So 83.75 is actually the cheapest FBA, and they cost $20. So I mean, you're selling it for more than triple what you're paying it. So you'll do well over 100% ROI, maybe somewhere around 120 on that one. And then for electronics, I only seen a couple of things, which was this Logitech mouse. Kmart was doing a deal as well where they were $10. And if you have the rewards, the Shop Your Way rewards, there was $5 in rewards you got back, so that it really only cost you $5, and they're going for $20. And the only problem was they don't have a main category rank, just like a lot of computer and consumer electronics. So it's 60 in mice. So it's selling at a pretty good pace, but you can see just this model has a lot of different colors and styles. So you're doing about 70% ROI on that. It's going to be $888 for Black Friday, and there's also a nice Philips Bluetooth speaker that was ranked, I think, around 11,000 in cell phones. Right, it's 13,000 in cell phones right now. And they're about $50, but for Black Friday, they're going to be selling them for they're going to be $19. So right now they're sold out at Walmart, but of course there'll be more for Black Friday.
Sean, there's a question in the chat room. They were asking what plugin you're using to allow you to hop over and show Amazon's price earlier, like on the ad.
That I think is part of this website, this BF Ads.
Okay.
Because it doesn't do it anywhere else, so I've either got a virus or it's a website. Okay. I mean, I can't go to other websites and it show me, the information at Amazon.
Okay.
So I think it's part of the BF Ads.
Okay.
Now, another great one that I found was this item. The rank is not that great, but around the holidays, it's 64,000 in kitchen, which is not horrible. But as it gets closer to Thanksgiving and especially Christmas and all the holidays, we usually sell a lot of these. I've never sold this one. But other Rubbermaid sets and, the glass bowls with the tops and, like the 4-packs and the Glad sets, we've always sold a lot of those. So these are actually going to be $750. They're $24.97 for Black Friday. They're going to be $750, so, it's a considerable discount. There's also a 2-pack of this. I'm not sure what no sales on the 2-pack. So you're doing well over double your money on that one as well. And then onto the good part, the video game. That's my favorite. That's where I, really started out. I used to have a retro video game store. So, there's a ton of good stuff. You get deals on the good video games. There's just the ranks are just ridiculous. So for the $8 games that we talked about, there's quite a few titles that are going to be doing good. Skate 3. I'll just read them off to you. Skate 3, Lego Batman 3, Beyond Gotham for Skate 3 for PS3. Batman, the Lego Batman 3 for the 360, Grand Theft Auto for the 360, the Skate 3 for the 360, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean for the 360, Plants vs. Zombies for PS4 are all going to be $8. And as you can see here, the Batman 3, well, it's $12.99 now. Amazon goes in and out of stock on this one, actually quite a bit. It's ranked 295 in video games, so you might want to risk it. I mean, I know I'm going to be buying some of these because they do sell out quite a bit. Of course, you want to research all this stuff for yourself because, if you find something under 1,000, Amazon's probably selling it. It's not really showing them selling out very much, but as you can see, the third-party sellers are all over the place on this one. So I'm going to buy some of these. I know something that's ranked this good. Amazon's definitely going to sell out of. And then when we jump up to the $15 titles, there's all for the PS4, Dying Light, Battlefield Hardline, Dying Light for the Xbox One, and then Hardline for the 360, Mortal Kombat X, I believe is $25, and Gears of War for the Xbox One. Gears of War for the Xbox One is in stock by Amazon. It's $15. So, you're making about 50% ROI on that one. And of course, we'll post a list of everything. And then for the good ones, the hot seller right now is the FIFA 16. They're going to have for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And then NBA 2K16 for the Xbox One, all for $27. So you're going to make about a 50% ROI on all of those. And the last I checked, they're still selling for $52 by Amazon. And they're going to be $27, and they're ranked 200 in games. And as you get closer to Christmas, all these games ranked at least under 1,000, Amazon's probably going to be selling out of. There's just way too much demand for them to keep up, and all the titles they have to spread out to all the stores, and Amazon's only going to get as much as they're willing to give them.
Yes, Patty, it will be.
And, back to the clothing, a lot of the clothing, it's going to be, the black XL. For example, this one is $17 on Amazon if you're approved in clothing. For Walmart's got it for the XL, the black. It's $5.96. It's gonna the regular price is $6.94, but it's going to be $4 for Black Friday, and it's selling for $17. And the rank is actually 1,730 in clothing. So that's really an excellent rank. And if you go over the ad, there's a ton of good clothing, and a lot of it is going to be in the $4 range. On that one, you're making about 250% return on money. So, a lot of these $4 items are going to be worthwhile. And, there's not going to be a ton of people in the stores looking to, going crazy over buying this stuff. and most of them are selling in the $15 to $20 range. I would really look into the Fruit of the Loom deals. There's a lot of good sweatpants and sweatshirts that you're going to find. We can't really go over everyone. There's 10 different sizes and there's 10 different styles just on this one sweatshirt. So you need to take some time and investigate it. And as you can see, the Walmart has even more colors and sizes. So yeah, that's what I found in the Walmart ad, and that's just one. That's just one sales ad. Out of whatever 20 or 30 different stores that are going to be having, Black Friday or Thursday sales going on. There's more stuff out there to buy than you have money for. Just at Walmart, our sourcing list is about 5 or 6 pages long now of items to look at Walmart. We're just finding a ton of stuff. The stuff is out there. You just gotta get out there and look for it.
I think Darren had a question he had said earlier.
Sure.
He didn't say what it was, but I believe, Darren, was there something that you wanted to, you said you have something to share whenever we're ready, so.
Yeah. I had something to share, and honestly, being the early riser that I am, now I just don't remember what it was. But it was good at the moment. Sorry.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, me too.
The best of us.
I'm just having a bald moment. Todd understands that, don't you, Todd?
I understand completely. Grass doesn't grow on a busy path.
Yeah.
Was somebody asking about the Bluetooth speaker?
Yeah, but Todd got it.
Yeah, I posted the link to that and everything.
I got the links to the.
Oh, there we go. Even better.
Yeah, that was me too.
Oh, that was you?
Yes, sir. I was just writing them all down. I couldn't. You were moving pretty quickly, and that's okay. I just was trying to write them down. So.
And they're posted. They're posted in the group too for people to reflect back on? Is that right or no?
Posted yet? I think they will be.
Okay. Yeah.
And here's the link to it on Amazon.
So does anybody have any questions? Something you guys are worried about for Black Friday, or questions you might have? Now's the time to bring them up for us.
And I think some people in the groups had asked me about, just being overwhelmed by what, by all the options out there. And, just pick some place that you're interested in going to and, do your research. All those ads are available. I gave you the link to go find the ads. You're worried about somebody punching you. I'm sure nobody's going to punch you, Jimmy. Are you in Chicago?
Hey, it's guns up here. It's guns, not punching. Jeez, give us a little credit. We're a little bit more high class than punching.
So, the main idea to get out of everything, even if you don't go to Walmart, is, to build a plan. Marlon, I think that's built into that website. That's the BF Ads. We posted at the top of the chat. bfads.net, I believe, is giving that information out. It only works on that site, so I'm assuming that's where it came from. And Diana says that she's seen limits, like a limit of 12. They don't have limits usually for Black Friday. When you see that in an ad, it's usually saying that there's a minimum of that many items at that store. So some of the, for one thing, I know the Amiibo, they had some ridiculous number that had like 17 available, you know, minimum of 17 at every store. So that's what they're saying, that they're going to have at least that many in the store, not that you can buy up to that.
They're out of them right now, so I bet they'll go fast.
Yeah, and a lot of things right now that are in these ads at every store, you know, Kmart or Target or Walmart, they're all, most of them, you can't buy them right now, even for regular price, because they've, you know, pulled back the inventory at this point. So, you know, they have enough to sell because, you know, they don't want to piss off the customers because, you know, you go there and 2 minutes after midnight or whenever the sale starts, they're, you know, they're sold out on their website. And, you know, they don't want a lot of mad customers. You know, they're kind of doorbuster items to get you to come in. But at the same time, they don't want them to be all sold out immediately. So all these items that are in the ads, they're making sure that every store is going to have some, and they're going to have plenty of them on the website. Now, if you're going to Walmart, for example, you know, it's going to start at midnight or 12:01 Pacific time. So if you get up at 9 in the morning on Thanksgiving, you know, those hot items are probably going to be gone by then. But, you know, if you're there when the sale starts, you're probably going to be able to buy them. They're probably not going to let you buy all the amiibos. There's probably going to be a huge amount of people in electronics, and they'll probably hand out one to each person waiting, you know. It's probably going to be behind the counter, or there's going to be an employee handing them out. You know, but you know, take all you can get. You know, you're not going to let somebody else get them. It's not like going into the store and saying, oh, I see 10 of them, I'm going to take them all. You know, it's going to be a lot of people there. You know, so be prepared for a lot of people. But you know, also realize that the majority of the people are going to be going for items that you necessarily aren't going for. You know, and work in teams. There's going to be 4 or 5 of us at least shopping together. So, you know, a good thing to do if you can have at least 2 people there. You know, even if you're getting a lot of stuff, you know, you can have one person somewhere guarding a cart, and you don't want to walk around with a cart on Black Friday. You know, that should be the number one rule, you know. So if you can find somebody, if you can even find a cart, park somebody somewhere out of the way, or near, if you're going to be, you know, in the electronics area, or, you know, if you're going to Walmart, most of the stuff is going to be near electronics. So, you know, if you can park somebody with a cart there just to babysit the cart, you know, you get whatever you want, dump it in the cart, and go back and get more. Because those people with the carts are going to have to maneuver that cart around. You know, I learned that, you know, quite a few years ago. Taking a cart is not a good idea. So, you know, we'll have one person there doing nothing but babysitting a cart with the stuff. And then, you know, if you have several people that can go, then those people can be hitting up different areas at the same time. And if you're going to Walmart, what you want is not going to be where you think it is. So, you know, they spread things out so everybody's not clustered in the same place. So, you know, all the clothes isn't going to be in the clothing area. You know, some might be in the food area or the baby department, or they'll spread out, you know, electronics type stuff. So everybody's not going crazy in the same area. So, you know, all the big TVs and iPads and stuff, in the last few years when they did the guaranteed in stock, I don't know how long they've been doing that, for a couple years now, what they did was they set up like queue lines going down the grocery aisles, because nobody was buying groceries at the time. So they'd go all the way down a grocery aisle to the next aisle and then come back up to get the TVs that would be, you know, at the end of that aisle. So, you know, remember, you're not going to have to be fighting with those people to get your video games. The video games might be there in electronics, but all those big TVs and other big items, they're going to have spread out over the whole store.
We have a couple questions whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
So before we let Bill and Darren come on, just Lauren wants to know about the times for other stores aside from just Walmart. If you can clear it from Pacific time versus.
Did I say that Walmart Online does start at 12:01 a.m. Thursday morning. So Thanksgiving morning at 12:01 a.m. Pacific time. So, if you're on the East Coast like most people are, it's going to be 3 a.m. And I really haven't heard about other stores. A lot of stores start, at midnight. I don't know why that Walmart's doing it then, because they've never done anything starting at Pacific time before. They're in Central time, for their headquarters is in Arkansas. So, that's not Pacific time. Usually, stuff starts at Eastern time. So, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I know that's what they're doing. Most places, are going to switch over at midnight, which is what happens. Of course, nothing's going to really happen on Friday morning. It's all going to have, if they're doing a deal, they're going to do it on Thursday morning, because they're going to, the main stores are going to be open that day. So, they're not going to be open at whatever time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And then, later on that night at midnight, would open for the online stuff. So the online stuff's all going to be available beforehand. I would say midnight would be a good time, but I haven't heard any official announcements from any other chain yet. But in the past, it was usually midnight Eastern time is when the stuff happens. I think it's just because of the way the system works. When it switches over to a new day, the stuff becomes available on that day. You can come on video, Bill, and talk about whatever you want.
Hey, I just
What's
want
up?
to ask, probably talked about this in some of your videos or whatever, but what's the story on Nerf guns? I've heard rumors that they're going to be done with them on Amazon.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell anymore.
Okay.
Definitely not.
And what begins with those? 9.
What was that, Valerie?
Seth pushed the button and I was reading Dr. Seuss. It was by accident.
Oh, okay, great.
But Darren, if once
No, I'm not. We're not
okay.
done. We're going to talk
Sorry.
about Nerf for a while here.
Yeah, that was my fault.
I don't know if it was, a month or more ago. A lot of people, they closed down all the listings for Nerf guns because of, the state of California, state of New York banned anything that looks like a gun. So Nerf guns look like a gun. So to stop anything from going to New York, they can't sell it at all. So they shut down, hundreds of listings on people. And it was, a lot of people were scared that they were going to get suspended and all that. And even Chris that runs other group, he used to post a lot in the grocery group. He was actually sued by the state of New York and said they were going to file charges. And I think they offered him to 5 occasions that he had sent something, they said, to New York that was a simulated gun. So they wanted, I think, a $5,000 fine, to not file charges against him. And he posted all the information, but that was before all the stuff happened with Nerf, and then they were shutting down the listings left and right. So, I mean, I don't even look at the Nerf stuff anymore. I wouldn't sell any, and everybody I've talked to has removed them all. So, it's just not something worthwhile. I mean, if you're in a lot of groups, I'm sure you've seen everybody talking about it. It all happened, on the same time. They shut all the listings down at the same time. And it's all due to New York. Just like California has all them rules, the reason we put suffocation labels on like every bag now is because the state of California requires it. So if one state requires it, you have to do it on everything because Amazon can't not ship the stuff to New York. You know, so that's where that came from. You know, and if one state passes another law, you know, everybody's going to have to comply. Yeah, and you know, we had some big guns, and my office manager, you know, had quite a few good Nerf guns. I mean, some of them were selling for several $100s, and you know, it was easy to find, you know, $100 used Nerf guns. So I would not personally. We're not touching Nerf guns or anything else that even looks like a gun anymore, shaped like a gun. Anything that could be, you know, misconstrued as a gun in any way, we're not going to deal with. And actually, it was after the not last Christmas, but the year before, so 2013, Walgreens clearanced out all these. They were orange revolvers that was actually a cap gun, and they were selling for like $5 something. I got them for like 98 cents on clearance, and they were completely orange, and you know, it looked like an old, you know, 1800s cowboy revolver with the round caps in them. And I had sold them all, and I'd already sold out, but it was before I was had to delete my like 13,000 listings. They had closed that listing and said that it looked like a simulated weapon. And that was the first I ever heard of anything about that. And that might have even been before New York passed the law. So after that, I didn't buy any more guns, but I was still selling Nerf guns. And I am still sending in some Nerf products, you know, like the zombie stuff, the bombs and all that, but I'm not sending in any Nerf guns, you know, of any kind. Not even the, you know, the girl stuff or the Rebel, the bow and arrows, none of that stuff. It's just not worth, you know, worth the trouble. Yes, it was certain Nerf guns. They didn't find every listing on Amazon and shut them down, but you know, there was dozens of different styles. And, you know, the reason was referring to the simulated weaponry. So, you know, if one Nerf gun is a simulated weapon, all Nerf guns, you know, are going to be a simulated weapon. So, you know, you can do whatever you want, but I don't think it's worth compromising my business over selling any one item or listing. So, you know, even if I get an idea that something's going to be a problem, I don't sell that anymore. Because you know, you're building and running a business, and you know, you don't want to do anything to put that in jeopardy. So having one good selling item less is not going to destroy your business. But selling that item could. You know, you could get suspended for that. You could get sued by the state of New York. They could buy one from you just for the reason to get it from you, so they can file charges against you. You know, it's happened before, so it's not worth the trouble to me. Were there any more questions, or just chit chat?
No, I think. Oh, yeah, I think Darren.
Diana posted one last question. She just said she had some Nerf guns in her inventory already. Afterwards, should she have them removed?
Well, that's up to you. You know, I told you how I feel about it. So, you know, you have to decide what's, you know, best for your business. You know, there's really nobody to ask. You can't open a case with Amazon and say, is this okay? Because if it wasn't okay, they would have removed it. But, you know, tomorrow it might not be okay. You know, and they could certainly suspend, you know, people for that, because Amazon's take on all of this is, you know, you're running a business. They're just a marketplace. So you have to follow all the laws for everywhere that you're selling, and, you know and keep up with Amazon's rules. So, you know, it's against the law to sell those things in New York. You can't choose not to send things to New York. So there's no way to stop it. And, you know, you're supposed to know to follow those rules. So they can suspend you for doing something wrong that you don't even know is wrong at the time. So yeah, if there's no more questions, we'll wrap it up. We'll try and get a list of all the stuff we talked about together and post in the group. And let me know if you have any problems or questions on any items. You find any Black Friday stuff. You can send any of us a PM, and we'll investigate the item and tell you what I think about it. Or if you're out, you have questions, just send me a PM at any time, and we'll help you with it. Thanks a lot.